Good morning, sunshines. Welcome to the first Saturday episode, I think, in Stephie Smalls show history. I'm not positive. Maybe we've done a Saturday show, but we're here. I have a drink. I'm kind of regretting because I took a sip and I'm feeling a little loopy already. But joining me is fellow suffering Giants fan, Mr. Terrell from Betting Pros and SGPN. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm over here. I'm completely sober. So
Well,
you
I
have
am, but we'll
you
see.
have beaten me there, but nonetheless, after I get out of here, there may be some intake there. Some
Already
intake,
favored.
especially with how the Giants season is going. Oh dang. Man, I didn't even mean to say Giants that fast. I meant to give the people a little bit of sweat
I
before the
know.
Giants were acknowledged on this show, but it happened that fast, and I apologize.
Yeah. We'll wait. I'll wait. I have a prop for that game. It's depressing. I'm depressed. I was talking about it with friends last night, and it's like there's nothing really nice to say right now. But we have a really fun football day ahead
I'm just
of
trying to
us.
figure out why he's not fired. Okay, so let's just get through all this. Why are they still here in the building? They should have been like Jamal. What was it? Jamal Adams when he was coming back. I don't know if he was coming back from training camp or something, and his code didn't work. Like their code should have stopped working a couple of weeks ago. Honestly, it should have stopped.
He's not going anywhere, right?
It should have stopped. The code should have stopped working after they knew their kicker was hurt and they didn't sign another kicker and lost to the Commanders. That's effectively when the code should have stopped working. Yeah. Now we get to the point where it should have stopped working at the Cowboys game. It probably should have stopped working the game before that. Like at this point, their code keeps working, and I'm concerned because that just means it's going to work next year.
It's definitely going to work next year. That's what everyone doesn't realize. It's going to work next year.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, they're getting fired. Like they're getting fired.
Coach Shane's not going anywhere.
Joe Shane, you can't hire both. Like that's like me.
I'm just telling you, you know that string bean fuck.
That's like them on SpongeBob SquarePants saying that, hey, yeah, SpongeBob, you're canceled, but Patrick, you can stay. You can stay, Patrick. You're good, but SpongeBob.
You know how bad? Do you know how down bad you have to be to compare your franchise to fucking SpongeBob? Like, do you know how fucking bad this is? This has been the worst year. I don't think Coach Shane is gone. I think that he's staying. I think that our string bean biatch owner doesn't have the balls on him to do it.
Tish is about to come from behind the background, behind the Raptors like Batman, and just save the day by saying, yeah, we're getting rid of everybody, guys. We're not doing this again. I mean, come on. You had 3 quarterbacks on the roster that was worse than Daniel Jones, including Daniel Jones himself. Daniel Jones found out a way to be worse than himself, and you had 3 quarterbacks on the roster that were all worse than Daniel Jones was. That's horrible.
At this point, I don't give a flying fuck what happens. Get me a quarterback. If they even sniff a win,
they could have got one.
If they sniff a win in this game, I am going to lose my actual mind. And I thought
I'm actually sitting, believe it or not, I'm sitting on a Giants money line ticket.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on. Back when Kirk was playing, this was 10. That was ridiculous. We definitely could have won outright. But Penix, this is a revenge game for Penix. And you know what? Since this is a prop show, let's just go ahead and get into the first prop. And we can just skip the Saturday games and we can get into it. Because I'm backing Michael Penix. Like, he's going to have a great day. And
did you see his passing yards line?
It's 224.5 for the New York Giants.
It was 227. It opened at 227.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean, he's going over the passing yard lines, and it's one, the Giants don't have a pass rush. Thibodeau might be washed, and you know what? He's a product of the Joe Shane era, and so basically everybody that is a product of the Joe Shane era, except Malik Neighbors and maybe Drew. I'm not giving Drew a pass. This has been a horrible season, but Drew's fucked some shit up recently, and I'm not giving him a pass. But Drew maybe be on that list, but really it's Neighbors. Everybody else at this point is just like, they're horrible. I mean, I don't know how we can sit here and trust this team. And you're telling me that for a team that's given up this line in 3 of the last 4, and I mean, Lamar Jackson did it with ease last week, that this rookie can't go out there and get the ball to some skilled guys like
He's gonna have 300
Darnell
yards.
Mooney.
He's gonna have 300 yards.
Forget Penix. Let's just go with Darnell Mooney over 50 and a half and ladder it all the way up because he's getting a moonshot. There's nobody here to cover Darnell Mooney. Like nobody.
Yeah. I like his longest reception. I'll say something positive about the guy that you said something positive about. Malik Neighbors, Atlanta is allowing the most receiving touchdowns and like 4th or 6th most yards to the wide receiver. I may be sitting on a touchdown. I'm maybe sitting on an over 5.5 Neighbors touchdowns for the year. So I could use another one. Plus 215 for him to get into the end zone. And I like his longest at 21.5. Because
the good part about it is that he talked about he still wants to be a 1,000-yard receiver. So glad somebody has found something to play for in this horrible season. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna play for individual accolades since we fucking suck. So yeah, I like the Neighbors stuff. I think Neighbors will still have a good day. I think receivers actually still have been getting off on AJ Terrell. I wouldn't be surprised if AJ Terrell came up with one of those 50-50 balls. Like, if they just threw a bunch of balls.
Find the number for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Terrell just came up with one of them. But I mean, I think Neighbors is still going to have a solid day. So yeah, go on all in on the Neighbors props. And yeah, Neighbors and Mooney. It feels like those are the two receivers I want to be on in this game. But I also have Bijan rushing and receiving written down as well.
Yeah, you have to.
We can't cover the running back, whether they're running the ball, whether they're passing the ball. We're bottom 5 in the league in both categories. Like Bijan's going to have a day. But Tyler Algier, I like some Tyler Algier too because we can't stop anybody.
Love Tyler Algier.
We can't stop anybody. I think you should sprinkle on Tyler Algier anytime touchdown.
I think I'm with you. Maybe a parlay with Neighbors if I want to get weird with it. I think that people are failing to realize exactly how bad this Giants team is because I see a lot of people backing them. And I understand that we've been bad for a long time, but in years past, we've snuck out wins and there's no fucking sneaking out wins this year. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. There's no one starting. Like it's just a disaster. So I think anything Atlanta, Kyle Pitts will probably go off against us, and he has done jack shit. So,
wow, you just made me want to go bet Kyle Pitts.
Me too. I was thinking that in my head about how bad we are and who's the one person that will probably go off, and it'll probably be Kyle Pitts, and he will probably get people to advance in fantasy football because some poor sucker probably has to start him. Sad.
Sigh. All
right.
I do need a big Neighbors day for fantasy, by the way.
I really need Neighbors. I have him on my circuit team.
Yeah, really need that. All right.
What else you got?
We can get into Saturday.
Okay, we can talk about Saturday now. Yeah. We got it off our chest. We can move on to Saturday. What are you looking at do you have anything for the first game, Houston at Kansas?
Yeah, so that game, it's pretty simple for me. I went back to Kansas City can't guard the tight end position. It's been horrible for them, and this has been a point of emphasis over the course of the year, but it's kind of how their defense is set up. They're like, hey, we're actually going to guard the receivers and all your other skilled options really, really well. If the tight end has a good day, the tight end has a good day, and we're fine with that. And so if you look at your favorite statistical category, longest reception for Dalton Schultz is sitting here at 15.5. Did you know that last week was the first time in 8 straight games that the Kansas City Chiefs did not allow a tight end to go over 15.5 longest reception?
No, I didn't, but I love that. What's the number?
It is 15.5 for Dalton Schultz. That he's gone. The Kansas City Chiefs have given it up in 8 of their last 9 games, last time being the last time. And that took a horrible effort by Jameis Winston for them not to get over that. And so I think this is a really good spot. Dalton Schultz been involved in the offense. He's actually been pretty good to the number recently. He's gone over this in 6 of the last 10 games, 3 of the last 5. So I think this is another good spot where they're going to need to move the ball and figure out how to move the ball some way, especially against that Kansas City defense. And I think the defense is going to get up with Patrick Mahomes being hurt. They know they have to play a lot better than normal, that they, undercommit to the tight end position again. He's able to get a long one. I like Dalton Schultz to go over his longest reception, 15.5.
Stover's not playing right. He just had a organ removed at some point.
Yeah, appendectomy.
He had an appendectomy. So I think that's even
I'm
more
actually scared. I've never had an appendectomy, and so now I just constantly think like, dang, one day my appendix could just randomly burst, and now I'm going
It's
into the ER.
crazy. I know. I feel like any random like pain.
I kind of just want to go get it done. Like, hey, can you just
Can
go
you just
take this
remove
appendix
it?
out before
While
something
you're there,
happens?
take my gallbladder. Take everything I don't need. Please.
Yeah, can you just get this out before something bad happens?
I don't have tonsils or adenoids. But that's it. I have the rest of my organs. I like a tight end on the other side. Noah Gray, his longest reception is 13 and a half, minus 110. He's gone over that 3 of the last 4. I didn't like as much in this game. I feel like I like the other game a little bit better. Oh, Tank Dell. I know he hasn't done anything, but the Chiefs still had this like too high safety thing, and he plays his better games when he faces a defense that does that. So I can't get there with the yards. I don't even know what it's at. I didn't even look, to be honest. His longest reception, obviously, over 17 and a half. I think he's good for that. I don't want to rely on him to get more than that because he could easily end the game with like, I don't know, 20 yards, and I wouldn't be shocked. So I think he can pick up 17 and a half.
I think that you can do that with Nico as well. Like, I think a lot of these pass catchers are really live. The Chiefs have given up production to the number 1 receiver in multiple games this season, and I see this as a game where they're able to move the ball between the 20s, but it's just getting the ball in the end zone that's going to be the really, really hard part, or some type of sack sets them back. And so you're chasing yards behind the sticks. You're getting these extra yards, but you're probably not getting the conversion at the end. So, yeah, I think that's a really good move. And I probably play the kicker props in this one. Yeah, I think what's his name? Fairburn, whatever his name is. He can have a good day in this one.
Very reliable. I looked at Xavier Worthy's rushing, but I didn't get there because I was like, I think I'm starting to get out of control.
What is it?
I don't know. I think it was. Let me look. I forget what it was. Also, Hollywood Brown is back, and I feel like Patrick Mahomes loves to show off his new little toy. So his longest is 12 and a half. Wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the guys that finds the end zone. He loves to I think he's going to want to get him involved immediately.
Mahomes is good for throwing some extra receiver a touchdown as well.
He's also, I feel like he's going to throw an interception.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I love Stingley Jr. has been having himself a year quietly, and he doesn't get enough respect. I think he's recorded 3 interceptions the past 2 weeks.
Is he now the best cornerback in the draft?
I'm obsessed with him.
In that draft class.
Yeah,
possibly.
Possibly.
Sauce Gardner, not looking good right now.
Xavier Worthy's rushing is 1.5 yards.
So basically, they got a call to play for him.
Yeah. I could get behind it. Do you have anything else?
It's a fun sweat. That's a fun sweat.
Yeah.
No, I'm good on this one.
Okay, let's go to Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Does Pitt win the division, right? If they win this game, I believe, or no?
Are they? I don't know if it's clinched.
It's not. Okay. All right. I made that part up.
But they're in the driver's seat if they get this one.
Okay. So, and what did I see? He hasn't. They haven't played Lamar. Like Lamar hasn't played at home.
Oh no, they might win. They might actually win the division.
I think they clinch, right?
So if they 11-4, that would drop them down to 9-6. Yeah, because then they would own the tiebreaker over Baltimore, and Baltimore couldn't. Yeah, so this would be for the division.
Okay, I like it. Sierra came on my shuffle, but I need a big day out of Lamar for Circa, so I'm a little bit torn on this. What do you like in this game?
It struggles when you have a quarterback in one league and then in the playoffs, and then you're playing against that same quarterback in another league in the playoffs, and so now you really don't know what you want to happen. I'm back at the tight ends, giving my boy Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
Darnell Washington, get it done. I mean, this is a ladder play. Do you know Darnell Washington's receiving line is at 7.5? Can
we not be rude?
7.5?
What's his longest reception then?
Probably 6.5. Let me see. 7.5.
What are we doing here? I mean, come on. I love it.
It's 7.5. And I mean, you look, so yeah, last 2 games, he hasn't gotten anything going against Cleveland or against Philly. The Steelers didn't even have the ball in that Philly game. Like they didn't have the ball at all in that Philly. Philly ran the clock from literally the start of the game till the end. Philly had the ball the whole time, so he didn't even get the amount of snaps to get the opportunity. But he's been good. He's been over this in 3 of the last 5, 6 of the last 10. Been really, really good this season. He has 42 yards in a game against the Ravens. No George Pickens here. Expect a bunch of dump ball passes and this offense not to be as efficient and going over the middle, hitting Darnell Washington a couple of times. I like the over 1.5 receptions at like plus 165 or whatever that's at too. Like I think Darnell Washington can get a lot of extra work, and you only need one catch for this to go. Like you really only need one. So yeah, I think Darnell Washington has a day, and I think you can ladder this a little bit. I find 25 at plus 440 for 25 yards. He can accidentally stumble across 25 yards, and that's plus 450.
He's he's a big ass boy too. Like he's hard to take down. Like he can get that very easily, I feel like.
And he's not getting an end zone, but he's sure enough getting some catches.
Yeah, I love that. I'm definitely going to tail on that. Justice Hill, everyone's going to hate this bet. I don't care. I took it last night over 1.5 receptions at minus 115. That's now moved to 2.5. I don't know how the fuck I got that. I was looking, doing research for the show, and I'm like, that's a crazy ass number. It's 2.5 now. I still will give it out at minus 120. It's gone over this 3 of the last 4. I think he had like 9 targets and like, what was it? 9 receptions the last 2. And then the last time he played a Pitt, he had 7 targets, 4 receptions for 28 yards. I also took the all 4+ at plus 188. It's a pretty system play for me.
It just feels like, I don't know. It feels like he's literally a part of the offense. I played him last week. I played him for a touchdown against the Giants because we're horrible. And of course he was able to get it done. And it just seems like, and he can take any play and make it an explosive play. And so, yeah, I love Justice Hill. They're clearly love him in this offense. They want him to be the number 2 and give him work alongside Derrick Henry. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Mike Williams, I wanted to find his longest. It's not up yet. His yards is at 15.5. We've seen the Ravens obviously be like pretty susceptible to some of these like deep passes. So, and they're going to have to, I don't know what's going to happen in this game really, but Calvin Austin was interesting. He's burned me too many times. I saw someone ask about it earlier. I just can't do it. It hurts my feelings from whatever week that was. I'm pretty sure it was the Steelers game and it didn't happen. So, that's about all I have. I feel like Stingley Jr. to record another interception. I'm not against either. I know it's from earlier, but
yeah, that's really not too much. I wanted to back Russ blindly, but without Pickens, I think that's just a large majority of the work. I think the Ravens defense feels himself a little bit because Pickens isn't going to be in the game. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get there on Russ. I think I can do a Russ rushing play though. I could see Russ taking off a few times trying to extend the play with his legs.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I would love what's the line on Justin Fields to get in the end zone?
Oh, now we're fucking talking. Let me tell you,
because they're just running out of options in the red zone. Like we're getting to the part of the season where you done exhausted the playbook so much, and now you're going against a Ravens team that knows what you like to do. Like they know your plays, and so how do you throw them for a loop? You put Justin Fields in there on 4th and 2 at the goal line and just let him do his thing. Oh, they're making him inactive.
That's rude.
I feel like they should use Justin Fields way more than they do. But
I agree with that. Yeah. Anything? What other like week 16 plays for tomorrow do you have? Plus 500. Isn't it active? Because I do see a 2 touchdown coming up. I just can't see the anytime for some reason.
And I mean, hey, if he doesn't play a snap, you get your money back.
True. I'm here for it. Why not?
I don't know. I might end up doing it anyways.
2 touchdowns, 100 to 1.
100 to 1?
Yeah, I'm betting
$1 on it. Put $1 on it. Just see what happens.
Why not?
Like maybe,
Why not?
What if Russ gets hurt and Justin Fields comes in as the savior of Pittsburgh? Like there's a lot of ways. There's a game script where that can happen.
I don't hate it.
Enough of the foolishness.
Yeah. What other weeks tomorrow? What day is it? Saturday. What other props do you have for tomorrow?
Let's go to Ramondre Stevenson. I
Okay.
love a Ramondre Stevenson prop, and he's been really, really good in terms of the receiving yards, over 3.5 receiving
Yeah.
yards. He's been over 5 of his last 7. He had 51 last year against the Bills in this game, and I mean the Bills have been just giving up receiving yard props to every single running back, and this is a low number. Like this is just somewhere that with the linebackers that they have, they're kind of slow getting out there to the
Yeah.
running back at times, and so you're able, if you have somebody that's speedy, able to make a guy miss, they can pick up a pretty big gain here. So I like Ramondre Stevenson. Go ahead and get this done. I think this is a ladder play as well. Like, who is Drake May throwing the ball to out there? Like he's throwing to Ramondre Stevenson. He's giving it to a little bit of the tight end, and
Yeah.
he's running himself. So yeah, I think that Ramondre Stevenson can have a nice little day.
I meant to go back and look at that, and I didn't. So I'm glad you brought it up because I noticed that line was just like something that I obviously was taking the over on. The only other player, this is actually a really gross bet. I took Kendrick Bourne's longest reception over 12.5. He's gone over it like quite a bit, and I like the number, but outside of the Patriots, I can't bet on them. Look at the Bills side, though. Josh Allen, longest completion, over 36.5. That's minus 114. He's gone over 5 of the last 6. His last 3, 64, 59, 39. It's New England. And then I'm not playing Dalton Kincaid. He's on my circuit team. Dalton Kincaid
he's on my fantasy team. So I'm sitting here just quietly hoping he does something.
That was my worst call of the offseason. I will accept that.
Nope, Zamir White was 100% my worst call. I think Zamir White was my worst call in fantasy ever.
I wasn't in on Zamir White.
That was possibly my worst call in fantasy ever.
Yeah.
Me just assuming Zamir White was going to be relevant.
Yeah, everyone got played on that one. Really bad. Dalton Kincaid was bad though. I drafted so much of him. For him to go over the 35.5 receiving yards, I'm not starting him, so I have to have some money on him. Minus 113. I also took his anytime touchdown. It was plus 285 when it came out. It's plus 250. The Pats have been pretty mediocre against opposing tight ends. Like you look at what McBride did last week, 9 for 87. I'm ignoring the Colts because
no touchdown.
Yeah, no touchdown again. It has to happen this week. It has to happen this week. But yeah, Colts changed their tight end like every.
Are you betting it? I mean, I don't mean to change the tempo. No, are you betting?
I bet it, and I parlayed it with Dalton Kincaid.
Wow, I have just sworn off. I think he's going to be like Julio Jones and just never get into the end zone.
Yeah. Remember when? Yeah, probably. But I need him.
I think Julio Jones went through a season and had like 3 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
The entire season.
It's crazy. It really is. Yeah, I don't know. So Dalton Kincaid, I am on him. What else are you looking at? I only have
everybody in the chat's asking about Mike Evans. I figured that was just like everybody knows Mike Evans is going off. Like everybody knows they're going to get Mike Evans the football. They're going against the Cowboys. That is the tired version. The wired version of this is we just take Baker over on everything. And we say Baker's going to have an amazing day here. Go back in Texas against the Dallas Cowboys, Cherry World. Like this is the ultimate place that Baker goes in and just has a crazy passing game. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Really, I think you can take that to 2.5. He's been over 1.5 in 7 of the last 10 games. Over 240.5 passing yards. The Cowboys given that up to 3 of the last 5 games, and Baker's been over in 3 of his last 4. Like I think that, we can all tap in on Mike Evans, but regardless of what happens, Mike Evans has a pretty solid day. I think everybody else is going to do their contribution and have some glove too. So I like that. Somebody else asked about what former Giants player were you betting tomorrow? I think we can add Sterling Shepard to the list. I think he would like to finally get back against the Cowboys.
You know who I was betting, but I don't like the number anymore because it's too juice. You're gonna like cringe when I say this name. Julian Love.
Wow. Julian Love. I didn't even know that Julian Love had props. Like I didn't even know that was a
his tackles and assists are quite nice. I might add it to a parlay. I'll have to give something out, but I do like Julian Love. He's been having like a little nice year for himself.
Yeah, Baker 300-yard passing day in Jerry's world just sounds so obvious. Like
it does sound very obvious. I feel like his longest completion is very much in play. I don't know what it is because he also could throw a bomb to like McMillan. I think Otten is out if I'm not mistaken.
I'm telling you, Sterling Shepard's finding his way in the end zone.
Yeah,
he's gonna do it. It's gonna be play it second half. Second half, Sterling.
Well, how many times has he scored in Jerry World anyway? So it's like he knows how to
I know he ain't won there.
Yeah, that's well, it could be his first win there. There you go.
Yeah.
In that game though, I do like Bucky Irving's longest rush over 14.5 minus 106. The Cowboys D is like so susceptible to the run. It's very gross. They're dead last in opponent rush EPA. They're giving up a shitload of yards per carry. He's gone over this 3 of the last 4. He's really heating up. So I think they'll use Bucky and to go over that 14.5 is quite nice.
Yeah. Oh man. The Cowboys really suck. The Cowboys really suck.
They really suck. It's kind of fun though, like even though we suck, it's like, yeah, but the Cowboys also suck. So like that, I find
we had expectations. We didn't have any expectations.
No, exactly. It's very beautiful. It's a very lovely, lovely thing. I only have 2. What else did I like? I mean, the normal, like Brian Thomas Jr., I think I looked at his receptions is very interesting to me. He's had 26 targets the last 2 weeks. I went straight to his 30-plus yard reception at plus 140. But going back to that Vikings-Seattle game, JSN longest over 20.5 minus 114. I've been saying it forever. The Vikings secondary is just straight up just not good. He's gone over this 5 of his last 6. And then I told myself if Cam Akers' longest rush line was under 10, I was hammering it. It is under 10. It's 9.5 at plus 100. He's gone over this in 7 straight games, quietly just like rips off these very nice runs. He looks explosive. I don't know how for a guy that tears his Achilles every 25 seconds, but he does. And if you're psychotic, his longest reception set at half of a yard. And he hasn't caught a ball in 3 weeks, but like at plus 110, like I had to
just need a catch and not to be behind the line of scrimmage.
One catch.
Sam Darnold's interception is for some reason at minus 115.
Okay.
And maybe it was the 4 straight weeks, but he got back on track. Got back on track last week and threw another interception. I mean, this Seahawks defense is so opportunistic, and this has really been the thing that has carried them all year. And I understand that the Vikings should absolutely handle business, but I mean, it's Seattle at home. Seattle's having a good season. This is a spot where I think the defense carries Geno. Sam Darnold's throwing this interception. Like I'm convinced that Sam Darnold's going to throw this interception. It's going to be horrible too, probably in the red zone. So, and you were talking about Julian Love. Watch it go to Julian Love. So, yeah.
I will find the number on that after we jump off this.
And shout out to my guy Ernest Jones, by the way. He got the interception against Jordan Love this past week. Shout out my frat brother Ernest Jones.
Ooh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I also like Harrison Smith. If there is an interception from Geno, I like him to be on the receiving side of that.
Or Van Ginkel.
Notre Dame. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, Van Ginkel. He has like multiple interceptions.
He almost had one last week, and I bet it, and I was so pissed because I thought it was going to come. He was going to. It didn't happen though. He gave it to someone else, which was quite rude. Any other props that you're looking at before I let you get out of here? Because I know I said 11 o'clock and I'm yapping.
Yeah, no, I'm good. That was a lot. I think long shot for the day is probably that Sterling Shepard play, man.
Yeah.
Parlay Sterling Shepard. No.
Sterling Shepard touchdown. Julian Love tackles.
This is how you get paid. This is how you get paid.
Let's hear it.
So go back to the Giants game. Parlay, because I did it last week and it almost hit. Parlay Bijan Robinson first half anytime touchdown.
Okay.
With Tyler Algier second half anytime touchdown. Ooh. And we're just saying that the Giants are out of this by the second half, and Tyler Algier comes in and runs one in. Parlay Bijan first half touchdown with Tyler Algier second half touchdown. or you could play them separately. Justice Hill's second half touchdown did hit against the Giants last week. I'm about to just start betting the backup running back to have a second half touchdown against the Giants every single week.
Ray Davis, second half.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That I like.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely,
that a lot.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, now we're
Tyler Algier and Ray Davis second half touchdowns.
Oh fuck! See, this is the problem. It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna get off and just be like betting my ass off, draining my accounts until the 1 o'clock game. All right. Any last words before I let you get out of here? Want to plug your whatever you're doing right now, or?
Yeah, you can find me over there for daily basketball content for all you football heads that don't watch NBA at all whatsoever. Yeah, I got your basketball content for you. Go give me a follow, youtube.com/bettingpros, Fast Break Bets podcast. I drop Monday through Friday. Discord plays on Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, that SGPN, NBA Gambling Podcast.
Yeah.
Come check me out.
Love it. Well, you're the best. Hopefully the Giants lose. If you're listening, like, subscribe, rate, review, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.
Watch them make it, break it, break it, break it.